There's still a lot to unpack, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. We've got even more of what Lupe Fiasco had to say about the ongoing conversation surrounding Eminem, and the story gets even more interesting. On top of that, Mel Mail has started walking back some of the strong opinions he previously shared about both Eminem and Kendrick Lamar. That's a surprising shift, especially considering how outspoken he's been in the past. And when someone who once openly criticized both artists suddenly changes course, you have to wonder what made him rethink everything.
Club like that. How does that happen? It shouldn't. Nobody wants to rap like Kendrick Lamar.
Don't cap.
Nobody wants to rap like Eminem.
While we've been breaking down Lupe Fiasco's bold claims about being a stronger rapper than Kendrick Lamar, there's another part of the conversation that's been turning even more heads. If you caught the previous video, you already know he also argued that when the discussion is strictly about technical lyricism, things like punchlines, entendres, similes, homonyms, and every other intricate writing technique, he doesn't place Nas among the very best. That opinion instantly poured gasoline on the fire, and you won't believe how quickly hip-hop fans pushed back. Instead of calming the debate, it only made the backlash even louder across the culture. Now, former Shady Records artist Stat Quo has entered the conversation, and according to him, Lupe may have made the situation even worse for himself.
I'm not disputing that it was quality. My point is, I told you it was great for Culture United. It was great for Third Verse. I told you this when I talked to you on the phone today. I don't think it was great for Lupe because he's smart enough to know, based on what he's been through, he should have took a different approach. He's still taking the same approach that he has been taking his entire career that has backfired on him. He should have took a different approach. That's all I'm saying. How many times you gonna keep doing the same? You think I'm gonna get in front of Eminem again and tell him that he don't know what he's talking about with a song? I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Like, yo, that's Eminem. I'm not gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna keep making the same mistake. And you say he does not care. He does care because he's entertaining it. If you don't care, you don't entertain it. Period. You saw his body language, Justin? I'm sorry. That dog looking out the window, looking like this. That shit wasn't fun. He said he was on a press run. He
said pressure run.
Pressure run.
Pressure run. That was actually pretty funny.
That's what I'm saying. Dog, Justin, I'm not telling nobody that's nothing new. This nigga told somebody that we're close to that he's retired from doing podcasts. Then he went and did one with you last night. You think he really wanted to do that? He didn't want to do that shit last night. Dog. He was sitting in the car. You see Omar? He wants to do this. Look at Omar. Look at that smile.
Well, he was sitting in the car because the schedule changed at the last minute. And
but I'm saying, he didn't want to do it.
Well, if he didn't want to do it, he wouldn't have done it.
He did it for you, Justin.
And I appreciate it.
He did it for you. Because as I said when you was gone, Academics got $1 million, a chain, a private flight, all kind of shit. The way Academics champion Drake is how you champion this nigga. Good, bad, or indifferent. Justin is riding with Lupe Fiasco. Good, bad. Dog, I watch Academics spin Drake so much, I be dizzy by the time. Well, maybe Drake ain't that bad. I be watching this thing. I'm like, man, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go back and listen to the album. Let me listen to Iceman again. Maybe I'm tripping. I put it on, boo-boo. I'm back to the reality of where we at, you know? But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you the difference between what you champion and what Academics are champion. Private flight, OVO chain, you know what I'm saying? Justin, you got an interview in the car, my nigga. I'm just telling you what's happening. A nigga looking out the window, not even being interested. This nigga just looking at what's going on. And now that I know he's a street nigga who would karate chop your ass, he probably was in a bad neighborhood. That's why he had to look around. I didn't know that till today. I didn't know that Lupe was shooting niggas. But now I know he's a gangster. I didn't know my nigga was thugging. I'm saying, I apologize. Justin has told me who you are in real life. I don't want no smoke, baby. I'm cool.
But to be fair, that interview wasn't just packed with controversy. Lupe Fiasco also dropped some genuinely interesting insights. It wasn't all about his comments on Kendrick Lamar, because he also took time to explain why he believes Eminem's Stan remains one of the greatest songs ever made. According to Lupe, the track represents the absolute peak of storytelling in hip-hop, and once you hear his reasoning, it's easy to understand why so many people still hold it in such high regard.
Punchline is Stan. It's set up to the reveal. Oh, it was me. That's the punchline. And that is probably one of the most powerful and impactful hip-hop story records of all time. It's probably the quintessential hip-hop rap story record. The whole story is about rap. It's about hip-hop internally and the subject matter, and it ends with the biggest punchline of kind of all time. In addition to inserting into hip hop it's like bling bling, Stan. it introduced a vocabulary, a word into the vocabulary of hip hop that still persists to this day. To your question, Justin, can you ask the question again? So, because I was building an answer.
Is it fair to judge a commercial rapper on his lyricism in comparison to a battle rapper, knowing that there's two different motivations, and perhaps we're not even seeing the commercial rapper's full lyrical spectrum through their commercial work?
If the commercial rapper challenges someone to a battle, then yes, you activate that piece. Also, if the commercial rapper starts to compare themselves to people who are also in the commercial space who also battle. So yes, you open yourself up to you can't hide behind, if we want to call it that mainstream moniker, I'm limited by this, by that. If you start to challenge people to battles, and then also if you start to challenge people who come from battle, that are also mainstream artists. To Mickey's point, he's both. He's in both worlds. Eminem comes from both worlds. Lupe Fiasco comes from both worlds. So most people don't challenge people to battles. Most mainstream artists, they don't compare themselves or put themselves up and above people who come from that space or are part of that space. They may challenge people within their space, but they don't necessarily put that. But when the artist does do that, then yes, they open themselves up to that.
Do you agree with Lupe Fiasco that Eminem's Stan is the definitive storytelling record in hip-hop, complete with one of the greatest twist endings the genre has ever seen? And speaking of lyricism, Lupe's comments about Nas are still setting social media on fire, with fans refusing to let the debate die down. Believe it or not, though, a small group of listeners actually thinks Lupe made a few valid points, even if they don't agree with everything he said. So where do you stand on it? And if you've been wondering how Kendrick Lamar's camp responded to all of this, TDE's Punch finally broke his silence. He revealed that he had a great conversation with Lupe, saying there was nothing but mutual respect between them. According to Punch, they talked through the context, the misunderstandings, the misinterpretations, and the intentions behind Lupe's comments. He also said they discussed everything from the Monster Freestyle and the 2010 live stream all the way to Lupe's recent podcast appearances. Punch made it crystal clear that there was no real tension, calling it nothing more than friendly hip-hop dialogue and telling everyone to relax. But despite that, plenty of fans were still hoping the situation would escalate into something much bigger. Punch quickly shut those expectations down, making it clear that no battle was coming and laughing off the speculation. Even so, not everyone was ready to move on, with some Kendrick supporters arguing that Lupe has been throwing too many shots for too long. One fan from Chicago even joked that despite being both a Kendrick supporter and a fellow Chicago native, Lupe wasn't getting any hometown approval this time. Others went even further, saying enough with the conversations and telling Kendrick to get back in the booth. Some critics even claimed Kendrick avoided a showdown with Joey and now wasn't interested in engaging with Lupe either. They argued that the only person Kendrick really went after was someone many people don't even consider a rapper, making this hesitation seem even more noticeable. At this point, it almost feels like a portion of the hip-hop community has become hooked on the excitement of the massive rap battles from 2024 and has been waiting for another blockbuster clash ever since. I'm not saying Kendrick and Lupe should exchange diss tracks, but if something unexpected actually happened, you definitely wouldn't hear many fans complaining. Either way, let me know your thoughts because this debate isn't slowing down anytime soon. Now, shifting gears, there's another interesting story developing around hip-hop pioneer Mel DeRay, who was once known for publicly criticizing artists like Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and several others. Lately, though, his tone has changed in a way that has caught a lot of people by surprise. We already saw him apologize to Eminem after The Realist attracted some people controversially accused of being written with ChatGPT. And now Mel DeRay has another message making waves, this time directed toward Kendrick Lamar.
I'm not going to go as far as to say he's the savior of hip hop, but I think he's definitely the brightest light because what he's doing, what he did, how he did it, going up against Drake. I mean, that in itself, and that changes the landscape of all that greatest of all time, because if he ain't in the top five, as far as for what he's doing, what he did, even what he's doing right now, the crowds that he's playing to, he had the #1 grossing tour. His tour went off the charts. I mean, he made probably double than any other tour that came behind him hip-hop wise. Most of the tours, like somebody's tour did 3 or 4 million gross. His shit like gross 40, just ridiculously off the charts. But the songs that he's making, like I seen him live, he don't even do crowd response. He just doing songs. It's not what I would do if I was him, but I mean, for what he's doing, I mean, he's definitely hands down the greatest now. If you're looking at all the numbers of what he did and you know, just what he did with that Drake thing, I mean, the Super Bowl performance, you know, whether you liked it or not, I mean, he's a beast. It's not like he's doing it saying what, you know, other people say or, you know, just trying to, he just does his own thing and he's very successful with it. He's doing some groundbreaking, monumental, historical hip hop shit right now. You got to take your hat all the way off. King Kendrick, come on, stop.
Now, if you missed that whole situation, here's where everything started. Back in 2023, Mel went on a passionate rant, arguing that neither Eminem nor Kendrick Lamar deserved to be ranked as highly as they were. He questioned their overall influence, claiming that very few rappers actually wanted to sound like them or follow the path they created. Those comments exploded after Billboard released its controversial list of the 50 greatest rappers of all time, where Kendrick landed at number 2, while Eminem secured the number 5 spot. That ranking sparked one of the biggest debates in hip-hop, and Mel's criticism instantly became part of the conversation.
Getting into the number 1, like let's just say either Kendrick Lamar being number 2. I don't know. I mean, he obviously he made some good songs, but those songs don't translate into the street part of hip-hop. That's like another level of hip hop. I don't know what records that he made like that. I might know 1 or 2 of them, but I don't think you hear Kendrick in the club like that. Now, it might be a record that I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm 90 years old, so, but it don't translate into him being the number 2 rapper of all time. How does that happen? It shouldn't, because he's fairly a new rapper. We talking, I mean, and like I said, when we did the message, that was the beginning of conscious rap. People started talking more conscious. After Kendrick Lamar does these songs, nobody wants to rap like Kendrick Lamar.
He's going to the top rope.
Nobody wants to rap like Eminem.
And miss it.
A lot of people wanted to rap like Pac and Biggie. You see what I'm saying? That's my take on it. If you cool on your own, if nothing changed, if after Eminem make his song and he make his big splash into the game, if you don't have 1,000 white rappers, nothing changed. He's good. He's capable. He's good. But to say that he changed the game like how Pac changed the game is a big difference. Everybody getting to their feelings about it. I don't give a fuck either way. I mean, the only thing I know for sure is I was the first great rapper. So that's that. And that's my.
So yes, this is a complete turnaround from the way Mel was talking about Kendrick Lamar back in 2023, and you can't ignore how different his stance is today. In 2026, Mel shared a new video along with a caption that read, "When a true pioneer gives respect, it means something." He went on to praise Kendrick, gave him his flowers, and even said he unquestionably belongs in hip-hop's all-time top 5. Mel also saluted Kendrick for continuing to move the culture forward while still paying respect to the legends who laid the foundation before him. According to him, this is exactly what hip-hop is supposed to represent. Different generations showing each other respect instead of constantly tearing one another down. But you won't believe the reaction that followed, because Drake fans quickly flooded the comments section and turned the post into another heated debate. So now the question is, what do you make of Mel's dramatic change of heart? And do you think his new respect for Kendrick is genuine or long overdue?